So once again, you have a quiz, last quiz of the year on Friday. From there, we will spend all of next week. The way that I plan on doing it is, I will give you 5 to 10 questions. I will give you 15 to 20 minutes to do the 5 or 10 questions. Then we will go over every single question. If you're like, man, I missed this, can you show me a couple more? Yes. So 15 minutes of you guys working, 15 minutes of me working, 15 minutes of you guys being able to ask for questions. Everybody with me? We're gonna do that for all 5 days. You'll get through every single type of question that you will see on your final. Everybody good? Okay, these are absolutely, number 1 and 2 are absolutely going to be on the quiz this week. You will end up needing to factor. So factoring, once again, if there is no number in front of our leading exponent, our x squared, so our leading coefficient is what it's called. If there's no number there, then there is no GCF. So all we can do is find the parentheses. If it is minus plus, it has to be minus minus. The only way to get x squared is x times x. So right now, we need 2 numbers that multiply to get 56, but add to get 18. So how do we do this? Everybody get a calculator. We know immediately it's 156. And then I do 56 divided by 2. Does that give me an integer, a number that has no decimal? What is it?
28.
So 2 and 28. Do 2 plus 28 equal 18? No, okay. Then we try 3. 56 divided by 3. Does that give me something? No, it's a decimal. 56 divided by 4.
Yeah.
What?
8 with 14 and 4.
14 and 4, okay. Does that add together to give me 18?
Yes.
Okay, then I can stop. So right now, I can put my 14 and my 4. I still need to check to make sure that I factored it correctly. I know that I did, but you should still multiply the smiley face to check. Negative 14 times x is negative 14x. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Negative 14 minus 4 is negative 18. That is factored. You will absolutely have to factor today in order to solve quadratics by factoring. Everybody with me? Okay, number 2, this one's trickier. Smallest number is 4. So now we have to look for a GCF. Are these all divisible by 4? If I do 19 divided by 4, will I get a whole number? No. Okay, other factors of 4 are 2. No, okay. So then we can't do anything. So now I have parenthesis, 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 parenthesis. Plus plus is plus plus. X, x. We need the factors of 4. We need the factors of 15. 1 and 4, 2 and 2. I'm going to start 2x, 2x. 1 and 15, and 3 and 5. I'm going to try 3 and 5. Everybody with me? So let's check it. 3 times 2x is 6x. 2 times 5 is positive 10x. That's 16x. Ooh, that's close, but that doesn't work. Now, here's my question. Does it matter if I flip the 5 and the 3? No, because the first numbers were the same. So let's leave 5 and 3 there. Let's try 1 and 4. So now, 3 times 4 is 12x. 1 times 5 is 5x. So that gives me 17x. Okay. Huh? Flip what?
The 5 and 3.
Okay, let's flip the 5 and the 3. Let's try that. 5 times 4 is 20x. 1 times positive 3 is positive 3x. That's 23x. Does that work? Okay, so we know it's not 5 and 3 at all. We know it's not 5 and 3. So let's try 15 and 1. 15, 1. 4x plus 15x is 19x. This is now factored. I went through it 4 times. You might go through it 7 or 8 times. Guess and check. You have to know factors. You have to try them all. There's no shortcut to that. Okay? Questions? Okay. Number 3, we are solving an equation. Balance point. Distribute if needed. Nope. Combine like terms on the same side. Nope. Combine Combine variables on opposite sides. Yes. I move my smaller variable over. So I subtract 5x from both sides. Negative 7 equals 3x plus 12. So far, so good. Okay. Combine constants on opposite sides. Subtract 12 from both sides. That gives me negative 19 equals 3x. Divide both sides by 3. X equals negative 19 thirds. That does not simplify. That's it. Okay, and again, that TI-83 or TI-84, I'll show you tricks that you can always double check that. Did anybody talk to their parents and did anybody parent push back? Because I'd like to reach out and be like, hey, here's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Everybody kind of good? Feel free to have your parents email me, say, hey, my child's absolutely, like, just let them know that I'll be glad to talk to them what my reasoning is. Okay? Everybody good? Okay, get your homework out, please. We did numbers 1 through 4. They were already factored for you. All you had to do is split it down and solve. You're a rock star. This seventh table, though, is lacking. Rock star. No.
No,
I did put it on.
No. You did at least, you did. But that's not here's how I would start. I know you're not doing that, and I know that you don't care, but I'm going to do it. If I showed up for like 3 of my 4 classes, you think they'd be upset if I didn't show up for my last class? Kids probably would be pretty happy. But my boss probably wouldn't. I know that you need to. Okay, so when we take a look at these, it says k plus 1 and k minus 5 equals 0. I'm going to have 2 equations. One's going to say k plus 1 equals 0. One's going to say k minus 5 equals 0. So x will equal negative 1. X will also equal 5. So x will equal 1. X will equal negative 1. X will equal 5. Questions on number 1. Number 2, it's already factored. So I'm going to have a plus 1 equals 0. And a plus 2 equals 0. A will equal negative 1. A will equal negative 2. Does anybody need to see those 2 up on the board? I'll be glad to show you. Okay. Number 3. Okay, so now we're getting into a little bit of fractions. 4k plus 5 equals 0 and k plus 1 equals 0. K will then equal negative 5 fourths. Do not give me decimals. And k will equal negative 1. Still good there. Again, if you need me to show them on the board, I will be glad to. I'm in no rush today. And number 4, 2m plus 3 equals 0, 4m plus 3 equals 0, gives me negative 3 halves and negative 3 fourths. What questions do we have?
Negative 3 half and negative 3 and 2.
Yes. Everybody all right? Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to do today. There is no difference really from what we're doing today. There's a couple things that I want to make sure that we add so that nobody is confuzzled. Keep that worksheet out because we're going to use that as some of our examples. Okay, we are almost done with new material, y'all. We're almost done. I know that some of you are frustrated with me right now because I still have high expectations, but know that I love you guys and I want to see you become great people. Most of you, not all.
Why are you looking at me?
No, Liam. Why did you think it was about? Maybe it was about Harlow, or Violet, or Judah, or Christian, or Ethan. Maybe there's nothing in here. Maybe I just like making eye contact with people. Liam.
What?
Okay, here we go. So, our objective today. I can solve quadratics by factoring. Okay, now, this is the most important part. The equation must have one side equal to. Great song. What does, when we're solving by factoring, what does one side of the equation have to equal? Very good, Harlow. Has to equal 0. Okay, it has to equal 0. Now, I'm going to do some that don't equal 0 eventually, but let's do some that do equal 0. So, let's say we've got this example. We've got x squared minus 11x plus 24 equals 0. We want to see problems like this. The reason why we want to see problems like this is x squared. If all we have is x squared, the factoring portion is easy. So here's my question. Is this a quadratic and why? Is it a quadratic? Because, not because of the 0, it had, because what? Yeah, it's ax squared. The largest exponent is an x squared. For it to be a quadratic, it has to be squared. Okay? As long as there's an x squared, and that's the largest one. So sometimes they'll try to confuse you and put negative 11x, 14x squared. We know that it should be in standard form, largest, next, down to nothing. But as long as it has the largest thing as an x squared, it's a quadratic. Okay? So now, x squared, there is no leading coefficient. The leading coefficient is 1, which means we cannot find a GCF. So now I have to factor it and set it up to equal to 0. We know that it's going to be x times x. That's the easy part. Minus plus. What does minus plus mean for my signs? Minus minus. Beautiful. So now, all we need to do is factor 24. Two numbers that multiply to give me 24, but add to 11. So we're going to do 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. 3 and 8. Okay. Should you still check it? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't want you to draw on it. I want you to actually do, in your calculator, negative 3x, negative 8x. Negative 3 minus 8 is negative 11. We're good. Because now we're in a situation where we're going to solve. Can you solve this one? There was only one added step from yesterday. All we had to do was factor. So now we should be able to solve. Split it down the middle. X minus 3 has to equal 0. X minus 8 has to equal 0. Add 3. X equals 3. Add 8. X equals 8. Once again, if you put this on a test, on a quiz, I am absolutely fine with that. Mathematically, the proper notation will look like this. Say it again. Yep, I always put the smaller number first. We always go in numerical order. Okay, now, let's take a look at your worksheet. Does everybody have their worksheet up? Okay. For right now, can you just kind of copy them down? It's not a huge deal, but can you just copy down what we do? So, number 6 looks a little different. Number 6 says, and it's different variables, which is fine, n squared plus 7n plus 15 equals 5. So the original question still lines up. My question to you is it a quadratic?
Yeah.
Why? It has a squared. N squared, the largest exponent is 2. It is a quadratic. The way that it is written, can we solve this by factoring? There's different ways to solve these, but can we solve it by factoring? It doesn't equal 0. No, because it doesn't equal 0. So we, being smart young men and women or older men, what do we have to do to get this equation to equal 0? What side should we move? Do we want to move the n squared, 7n, and 15 all to the other side? Or do we just want to move the 5? The 5. It's easier to move one thing. Does everybody agree? So, how do I move a positive 5 from this side to this side? Subtract, not add. Subtract. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. And it has to go with its like term, which is 15. So now I rewrite. N squared plus 7n plus 15 minus 5 is 10 equals 0. Okay? Finish this off. So now you are factoring on your own. And while you're working, though, I need to praise God a little bit. So I went to therapy on Monday. It was very sore yesterday. When I got home, I did my banded exercises. So I have a band I'm supposed to stretch. My ankle has not felt this good since prior to surgery. This is the first time that I'm not sad because I can see that I'm almost back. And I know that you guys probably don't understand, but I've worked out once in almost 8 weeks. For somebody who works out 6 days a week, it has that's my outlet. I've been nothing but angry. I've been nasty. I'm miserable. So seeing the light at the end of the tunnel is beautiful. So you're gonna see me walking around a lot because I don't have to worry about stepping. There's no pain anymore. It's sore, but there's no pain. It's an amazing thing.
How many more weeks are we gonna do?
2 more weeks. I get it off on the 20th, hopefully. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to jump right back into a shoe and walk. Depends on how therapy goes. Okay, so here we go. Leading coefficient is 1, which means there's no GCF. Parentheses, equals 0. 2 numbers to multiply to 10, it gives me 7. So it's a plus and a plus, an n and an n. 2 numbers that multiply, what is it? 2 and 5, very good. Split it. If you haven't done that yet, I'll give you 15 more seconds to solve those equations. Hate consequences. You is what the best defense is. Consequences. 5n plus 2 equals 0, n plus 5 equals 0. I subtract 2, n equals -2, n equals -5. So now back to your original question, Harlow, how would you put this in this little bracket? I would put -5 because that's less than -2. What questions do we have? How do we do on that? All right? Okay. Now there's one more that I'd like to show you. Okay. Let's do something nice and easy. I think this will be easy. You might not. So let's say 7x squared minus x equals 0. Okay. So once again, this is not on the paper. It's not on the paper. So my question is this a quadratic?
No.
Judah, why is it a quadratic? You're right. Because what? The squared. As long as there is x squared, it is a quadratic. Now, is it in the exact form of ax squared plus bx plus c? Well, yeah, the c is a 0. Oh, man. but we don't really know how to do parentheses with this. But we know how to factor. Is there a GCF in this problem? What's the same in both? Not one. What's the same?
1. Oh,
X. So I can divide out an X. That gives me X times, remember we subtract 7X, X divided by X is 1. So you might have to factor out a variable. Okay? So how would we solve this? Well, there's two factors. We still split it. X equals 0. 7x minus 1 equals 0. Hey, guess what? This is solved. One of our answers is x equals 0. Pretty easy, right? Add 1 gives me 7x equals 1. Divide by 7. X equals 1/7. So now x is 0 and 1/7. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now listen carefully, please, 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 please. Do not lose these. Do not lose these. We're going to be doing these tomorrow, so do not lose these. You're just doing the front page. So you're doing A, B, C, D, E, F, A, B. So you're just, no, give that back to him. You're just doing the front page. Those are both yours. Only one. I know.
Who changed the alphabet? Who changed the alphabet?
So you are doing 8 problems. A, B, C, D, E, F, A, B. We will work on the rest tomorrow as part of our practice for the quiz. Everybody with me? Does anybody have any questions? Go ahead and get started, please. Proud of you guys. You guys actually did really, really, really well today.